It was a difficult one. So I could not train for 1 month at all. It was like, okay, I have this one chance, I want to use it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Andreas, and today's guest is our first Olympic champion that we'll have on this podcast show. She's also a European and a world champion in the women's long jump with a personal record of 7.30 meters, which is the 12th longest jump in the history. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaika Mihambo from Germany. Malaika, welcome, and how are you doing today?
Hi, thanks for having me here. I'm doing great, thank you.
So can you start telling them a little bit about yourself, how you grew up, where you grew up from, and when you started athletics, just so people can get to know who is Malaika Mihambo.
Okay, sure. I grew up in a small town in southern Germany, and I started doing athletics when I was 8. So they had like a holiday or some kind of program for children in the summer holidays. So I spent there a day, and after that the coach came to me and said, hey, you're good in jumping, why won't you join our regular training group? So I was like, yeah, why not? I try it. And that was how I started to do athletics, sprinting and hurdles. I was also quite good at that. But then in the end it was long jump, and I'm really happy that I decided for long jump when I was about 16, I guess.
In 16, you won bronze medal. So tell me about that moment, because that was where you actually got your first, if I remember correctly, your senior medal.
Yeah, exactly.
For the European stage. Can you tell me a little bit about that feeling when you won that medal for your first senior medal?
This was like a really, really special year and a kind of hard way to be there and be able to compete, because I had a patellar tendon issues on both sides, so I could not train for 1 month at all, and then I had to do like 4 months nearly only some runs on the grass, so I could not even go on the track. After like 2 weeks, when I put my spikes on, I had a small muscle issue. So I think my competitions and so it got delayed again, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about it, but I was still trying to keep positive, you know. So it was in the end like that I think I had one competition before our nationals. Then I went to the nationals and qualified like exactly and for the European Championships in the last moment you could. So then I started there and had like nothing in mind, you know, just be like, okay, I know it was messed up, so I tried to give my best and work with what is already there.
Yeah.
So I went to the qualifying round, and then in that I qualified for the Olympic Games, and I was like, oh my god. So it was really, really good. And then the final came, and I was like, okay, actually I don't know what to go for, because everything I wanted was to qualify for the Olympic Games, and I was able to do that. So I felt, and then I ended competition with the 3rd place, and was so happy about it because I was not expecting anything at all.
Malaika, moving on, I want to talk to you about your actually first gold medal, European gold medal. Was this like the starting point for your career to win at home soil in Berlin, Germany?
Yeah, in a way, yes. But for me, it was also like, it was a difficult one. Because I was struggling. For the first time, there was like a full crowded stadium with 60,000 or 65,000 people, and we were in Germany, so they were all focused on the German athletes. So for me it was completely new, it was really hard for me. So I struggled with that. But in the end, I could turn it around. And it was the beginning of me having 2 bad attempts and then trying to, secure myself with the 3rd attempt that's left. So I think it was the 3rd attempt where I jumped I don't know, it was in the end like
675, as I can see here. So tell me, 730. I know we're going through a lot of your history, but I feel like this is something that we need to bring up. 730 world champion. Like, what was going through your mind there after that jump?
Well, this day was really, really crazy. Like I said about Berlin, this is where it started. Me having a couple of bad attempts and then just having one chance left to work with it and to make it better. So then I had one last chance. I went to my coach and was talking about all the technical stuff and got some feedback about it. And then I just ran and I was fast and I was like crazy. And in the end I jumped and I was just like looking back, I was just hoping for the white flag and I was like turning back. And in the end, I was like, okay, it's far enough, and it's like a white flag. I'm done. I'm happy. I was like, this was all I expected, and then because I was not realizing at the time how far it was, and then when they put the attempt on the screen, I was like, oh my gosh, I got goosebumps. It was the first time in my career that I just got goosebumps after a jump, and it was like really amazing, and I was like, I couldn't believe it myself because I was like, this is absolutely crazy.
I mean, 730, Malaika, that is like a whole new level when you talk about like in the long jump history of the all-time women. I mean, I can see here on the list that you had 7 jumps over 7 meters that season in 19. So was that your best kind of like season, you think, like in terms of consistency in 19?
Yeah, it was definitely. Yeah, sure.
Because you still, I mean, after that the race is history. You go in to win silver at European Championship in Turin in Poland, and then of course the biggest moment in your career, you win the gold medal in your last jump at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. I still want to talk about this moment because we have the Paris Olympics coming up this year, and you are the defending champion from Tokyo. So how was that feeling? Because I keep watching the video on YouTube, the whole competition, and I see your reaction after you winning. What was going through your mind there? I mean, even though you've been going through so much in your career.
It was difficult for me coming back with a new coach, then coming back to my long approach. And I was struggling and it was not working out at all. But in the indoor season, I was like, okay, it's okay. It will be better.
Yeah.
The competition in Tokyo, I was like really performing good. It was funny because I had the same length that I had in Rio, where I had the 4th place with that. So I had like
695, right?
In the end, exactly. And also the first jump was the length that I jumped there, I think, in the first attempt. So it was like quite similar. Then I had this last attempt and I knew like I was 3rd, and actually that was all I could hope for, because for me it was like that. I just wanted to be a bit better than the last time. That was everything I was hoping for, and that would have been fine for me as well. I was like, okay, I have this one chance, I want to use it. It just, was open and not expecting. It was not like some kind of ego-driven thing. I need more, I have to. Nothing. I was just like, I go for it. Let's see. And
you got it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good jump. I think it was 719 or 720, something like that. But it was before the board, so it was in the end only 7 meters. And I was like,
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Any advice for young athletes who aspire to compete at the highest level in the long jump or other sport? Like, what is important for them to be focusing on growing up? Like for your own experience, how you say?
Well, I think the most important thing is that you do it with joy. Just be, love it what you do. Don't get yourself caught up in pressure or too much expectations. Look for a healthy environment where you can do your sports, because I know sports can be worked out under pressure and kind of a hard environment where that the human is not valued, and take time to grow. Take time to grow as a person, develop yourself, and I think if you can do that and then don't identify with what you achieve or with your performance, so always find worth in yourself without doing anything, like literally just sit down on the sofa and enjoy a day just hanging around doing nothing, and you still feel good about yourself. I think then you're on a good way to be able to do or reach high levels, but still be in a healthy way and feel happy about yourself, and
that's a wise word from a true champion right there. And of course, thank you so much for talking to me. And it was amazing to hear your story, but also your accomplishment, all the accomplishment you're going through the whole season, whole career. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you can accomplish your goals for that. So
thank you so much.